What is going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to train. Now in this video, my goal is pretty much to teach you some of the stuff that I've personally learned over my several years of playing zombies and several years of running around the map getting downed over and over again because I made the wrong decision, and tons of times where I've barely made it out alive just to be swatted by a random zombie sitting around because I wasn't paying attention or something like that. And I want to basically show you guys the things you should basically be looking out for when you're training, some of the things you should be considering, and basically how to train properly. Now, a lot of videos out there will teach you how to train. They'll give you some basic stuff like maneuvers, like running circles or whatever, which is all fine, it's nice, but they don't really teach you how to, know what to do, where to go, what equipment to use, when to kill zombies, when not to kill zombies, when to turn around, when to know that you're trapped and immediately try to start getting away, stuff like that. They don't really teach you that kind of stuff. So basically, I'm going to be trying to show you guys as much of my knowledge on the subject as I can. And if you guys like that intro, clutch, leave a like and let me know. And also, if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, let me know so I can make you guys more tutorials, stuff like this. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, now really quickly before the video begins, I want to go ahead and let you guys know all of these clips were in my live stream, and I really didn't feel like downloading them from the internet because that would take a very long time, and it would probably not super great quality, so I actually have all of these clips from theater mode, basically just recording some of the highlight moments and then actually taking them and recording them with my Elgato. So if the quality seems kind of strange, for example, the glitch gobblegum in the bottom right with the golden whatever, it's theater mode, guys. And you know how the revive meter doesn't fill. It's theater mode. So if there's any like small things like that, or the zombies look like Jello, it's because theater mode doesn't work properly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the actual tutorial. So whenever you're training, there's a ton of things that you have to take into account. You have to take into account where the zombies are, where you are, obviously, what weapons you have, where your teammates are if you're not playing solo, where traps are, where obstacles are, depending on the maps. You have to take all of that into account, and you need to constantly keep it in your head. And that's what makes training fairly difficult, is the fact that you have to basically be able to predict where everything's going to be, where you are in a couple minutes, and you have to basically make your decisions based off of where you think things are going to go. And the bad thing about that is that normally things don't go the way you expect, so you always have to have some way to get out of that situation. We all know zombies likes to be a little bit, glitchy or just kind of random at times. So, you'll think the zombies are going to go one way and they'll actually go another way. And that's the biggest difference between Black Ops 3 training and the older Call of Duty's training, is that in Black Ops 3, or normally in zombies, you have two different methods. You're either going to be manipulated by the zombies or you're going to manipulate the zombies. And a lot of the more expert trainers generally tend to pick the get manipulated by the zombies, because the zombies will, obviously they're the threat. So if you're, moving to them, it's a lot harder, but you generally tend to survive longer. And in this game, you really don't have the option. You pretty much do have to be manipulated by the zombies. You have to make all of your actions based off of the zombies. You have to make sure that if a group of zombies is in, directly in front of you, you're not going to try and split the zombies up. What you're going to do is you're going to turn around and get the hell out of there, because that's really the only choice you have. Because Black Ops 3 will throw things at you like traps, etc. So really, you've got to get a couple key factors in your head, and you got to keep them in your head, or otherwise you'll make mistakes and get trapped. So we'll go ahead and go over those really quickly. So the first thing you want to know is that you always have to keep track of what weapons you have. Every single weapon you have matters. It could be the difference between getting trapped and saving your life, and, going down, which is basically the only two options you have when you're training. So you basically want to make sure that you always keep track of your weapons. Never exclude things. For example, if you have a Draken and you know you're about to get trapped, well, if you have a primary that you know doesn't do very much damage, then why would you not switch to your Draken, right? Or let's say you have let's say we're playing Garad Krovi and we have that Dragon Strike and you're getting cornered. Well, the Dragon Strike will stop the zombies from attacking you, so, why would you save it? And a lot of people will say, oh, well, I was saving it for something else. Well, if you're down, that something else isn't going to happen and it's not going to matter. So, your whole priority in zombies is to try and stay alive. So, if one thing doesn't go right and you have to use your monkeys for yourself, or you have to, do XYZ, you're going to do XYZ to survive. So that's one of the things that matters, is you need to make sure you always keep track of all of your weapons, because otherwise you're going to end up forgetting you have something and you'll end up going down and realizing, oh, wow, I could have just saved myself a down if I had just, remembered that weapon. The next most important thing in actual training is basically paying attention to where all the zombies are, because every single zombie matters, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. If there's that one stray zombie running the opposite direction you're trained, he's going to end up being the reason you get trapped. So you need to make sure that you keep track of every single zombie. And I know it might sound a little bit tedious, might sound a little bit difficult, but don't worry. Training, it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of time, but eventually you'll get it down and you'll start to realize what I mean when I say, you need to keep track of every single zombie. That includes the ones that aren't on your screen. You need to make sure that you're keeping track of the spawn points. If you know there's certain spawns behind you and you're killing zombies and you don't think it's the last zombie, you need to be anticipating that zombie to spawn behind you, because they will, and they will trap you every single time. So you need to make sure you keep track of basically everything in the map, which is really difficult at sometimes, but eventually you'll start getting used to just thinking about where the spawns are, thinking about where the zombies are coming from, thinking about where your open areas are, and you'll just start making mental maps, of where you can and cannot go. And by the way, guys, sorry if the background footage is a little bit repetitive. I mean, I only have about 6 or 7 minutes of footage, so, if I run out of time, I'm sorry about that. I have to repeat clips. Because I'm really just pulling these from the last couple days. Anyway, so, the more important thing when you're keeping track of the zombies is making sure you're keeping track of spacing. You need to make sure that you always have somewhere to go, no matter where you are or what you're doing, because if you don't have somewhere to go, chances are they're going to end up moving and filling in that gap and taking you out. You need to know when to kill zombies. You need to make sure you kill them, right when they're closing up that gap. If you get stuck, it's probably because you did not take out the zombie that was going to trap you. And so the last thing that I would say is probably really important is keeping track of your movement. In Zombies, in Black Ops 3, you have two different movements that actually can be extremely beneficial to you, other than, the basic sprint and walk. In the other Call of Duties, you generally did not jump very often. If you did jump, it was probably because you were in a corner and you were just ready to die and you gave up. You were just like, screw it, I quit, I'm just going to jump up and down. In this Call of Duty, if you jump, you actually increase the chance of the zombie missing its hit. Now, I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, and it kind of sounds like one of those, things that you would just think, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's complete BS. That's not true. And in reality, if you get trapped, that extra jump might give you a couple seconds to react. It might give you a couple seconds to pull out your shield, or do whatever. And, jumping over the zombies is not really recommended, but if you can make the jump and it's going to save you from, getting stuck, make that jump. Do whatever you have to do to survive. That's pretty much the whole idea behind training and behind movement-based survival. And the other really, really powerful movement is going to be sliding. Sliding is absolutely the best movement you could possibly have. Dolphin diving used to be horrible because it would stop you, it would slow you down. You might be able to get out of a train, but barely. And now we have sliding, and you can move across the map in seconds when you're sliding, as long as you keep repeating the sliding. And, if you're getting trapped, make sure to try and get that slide to get through that little gap, And, situations like this, it's all about that jump. You see that jump? If I hadn't made that jump, I would have been down right there. So a lot of it has to do with just utilizing your movements as much as you can. All right. Now, after you watch this video, hopefully you'll realize, that training isn't really a super easy thing to handle. I'd say it's more of a really practice-based, skill. So you're just gonna have to put a lot of time into the game and just remember these things when you're playing. Remember just take everything into account at all times, because there's never a way you're not gonna be able to get out. You're always gonna be able to get out, unless obviously you're at a really high round or you're out of ammo or something like that. But you just always want to basically keep track of everything, and your games will be a lot easier. You'll go down a lot less, and most importantly, you'll be able to revive teammates. You'll be able to keep yourself alive, and you'll end up going to higher rounds. Hopefully, this video helped you guys. It was really just kind of a quick makeshift video. I really didn't. I wanted to make this video a lot better, but I don't really know what I would do other than give you, footage and show you, exactly what I was talking about. And I thought that would be kind of pointless because of the fact that you could probably just listen and understand, because of the gameplay going in the background where I'm utilizing all of these skills, or techniques, if you'd like to call them that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helps you out. If it did, leave a like. Let me know in the comment section below if you like these kind of videos, if you like these tutorials and these recommendations and stuff like that. And if you do, I'll be sure to make more. And if you don't, let me know what you think would be some more entertaining or, worthwhile content for me to make for you guys related to zombies. That's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you guys found this helpful, as I've said 3 times, because I'm horrible at outros. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.